In this video, we will write a program for finding the sum of first n natural numbers. First of all, I'll explain you what does it mean, what is the problem. Then I'll explain you how we can take an approach, how we can design a procedure for it. Then we will see the flow chart. I have already written it. Then we will write a program. So let us understand what is sum of first n natural number. See, the natural number starts from 1 onwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up to 9 means 1 to 9. First 9 natural numbers I want to find the sum. So if I add all of them, it is 45. So there is a direct formula for this one. That is, the formula is n into n plus 1 by 2. In one of the video we have seen this one, right? So this is sum of the first n natural numbers. But here we don't want to use the formula. We want to use a loop and write this one. So we want to add the numbers one by ourselves and do it. Okay, so we want to do it using loop. So first you do it using pen and paper. First you do it on paper, right? Directly you cannot write the program. Directly you cannot. Unless and until you have already seen it, already you know it, then you can type it. But first time when you are solving a problem, this is a basic problem, do it on paper, do some paperwork. So how these numbers can be added? So I have done the paperwork here. So I'll explain you this one. First, number 1. Okay, 1 is added. 1 is added with what initially? Okay, let there be 0. We got 1. The next number is 2. So in this one we are adding 2, we got 3. The next number is 3. So in this 3 we will add 3, we get the result 6. Then in this 6 we will add 4, we get 10. In this 10 we will add 5, we get 15, so on. So it means we have to go on accumulating this number or adding this number to something. So that we are going on getting the sum in the next number. And we have to take the numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to the given number 9. We want 9, up to 9 we have to go. So this is looking like a counter we have seen in the previous video. Yes, so I can take it as I. And initially I starts from 1. Then this I is getting added to something every time. So for that I will take one more thing, that is sum, and initially 0. So what is this? Sum. And in that what is added? I, right? This is added. Then where the result is stored? See, these two are added and this result is taken again in the next step. So this result should go in the sum only. Sum was initially 0, then sum became 1, then sum became 3, sum became 6, so on. So it's getting added to sum. So I should write like this. Sum assign sum plus I. That's it. So that statement I got. From this data, from the observation, we got that statement. Now you are learning, right? So next time when you have similar problem, some other thing, then you can figure out this one. So you should first put the values on paper, then you can observe this one. So now we got the idea that we have to take I. I should be increasing by 1 every time and it should reach up till n, that is 9. And every time that I should be including first this one. Addition is done first, then I is increased, right? Addition is done first, I is increased, then again repeat as long as condition is true. If the condition is false, we got the sum. Print sum and stop. So this is the procedure. Now we have a flow chart. Looking at a flow chart, we will write a program. So already I have written few useful statements. I have n and I and sum. Look at the variables we need: n, I and sum. We need 3 variables. So I have taken 3 variables. First of all, we should read n. So already have finished it. And I should start from 1 and sum is 0. Sum I have made it as 0. Now I should start from 1. This is one thing. Then next is condition and I is increase. So these 3 things together is a for loop. Yes, I can write a for loop. For I assign 1, I is less than equal to ni plus plus. See, this statement is finished, condition is finished, and this is finished. Now what is remaining inside the loop? Only this statement is remaining inside the loop. So let us write down that statement inside the loop. Sum assign sum plus I. Then once it is out of the loop, we have to print sum. So I'll give a message here. Sum of first n natural number is sum of n numbers is, in short I am writing, is I got a sum in this variable sum. Then return 0, okay, return 0 and end of the main function. That's it. So that flow chart is converted into a program. Now few more things I'll show you. See, instead of using for loop, if you say no, I will use while loop, you can write while loop also. But it's better because with for loop you can understand that I is starting from 1 and stopping at n. You can clearly understand that. Otherwise you can change it to while loop also. I'll show how to change it. Then one more thing. The sum assign sum plus I. Sum assign sum plus I. This is there. So sum is on the right hand side also. So already we have seen compound, that is arithmetic operator plus assignment operator. We can use that one here. So compound assignment operator we can use. Sum plus assign I. Already I have discussed about this one. So you can use this. Now instead of for loop, if you want to use while loop, then one thing I have to do here is I should take I as 1 here only. Means before this I should write. Then instead of for, I will write while here. While. Then what is the condition? As long as I is less than n. Then what about I plus plus? Inside the loop I have to do it. So inside for there were three things. I will write them here once again. I assigned 1 and I is less than equal to n, I plus plus. See, this portion is gone here and this is as it is and this plus plus is inside the loop. So this is using while loop, right? So the same thing you can do it using while loop also. Even you can do it using do while loop also. So what I have to say here is that you can use any loop you want, but for means you should use when you know the number of times of repetition, while when you don't know the number of times of repetition. It is readable, but if anybody is reading, he can understand that. That's it. So that's all in this video. So there is a coding exercise available for this one. You finish that coding exercise and also write a program by yourself. In coding exercise, you have to write down this portion. So using for loop, you have to find the sum, right? You don't have to take the input like this. So if you read the coding exercise description, you can understand there. Do the coding exercise and also write this complete program by yourself. So that's all.